Help support AMTV by becoming a patron, an AMTV staff member, and following us over on Twitter. Hi there guys, it's Adam Martyn here, and Season 2, baby, it's finally happening! Oh, I can't believe it. Finally, we're getting an era of William Hartnell, a series of William Hartnell on Blu-ray. I feel this has been a long time coming. Fans have been clamouring for a season from the 1960s to get the collection treatment, and suffice to say, it's finally now happening with Season 2. This was revealed this week, and as always with these, it was revealed with a special trailer. This one's called The Storyteller, which always, gives you clips from the season, it tells you sort of what's on it, and it also films brand new segments with creators from the show. This time it was with Maureen O'Brien, who of course played Vicky, and she's sort of framed in her present age, in her later life, sort of describing her life as Vicky, how she was stranded, how she was found by the Doctor, Ian and Barbara, how she went on these adventures, all the different people she met, the monsters she faced, etc. It's beautifully told by Maureen, and the little segment at the end, which features her with a child, it's very touching. I think it's left a lot of fans in tears already, so nice to see that these trailers have continued to be nice and emotional. That's what we want, clearly. So like with any collection set, here's a picture of it. It's coming in 9 discs, which I think makes it the biggest collection set so far in terms of disc size, but there are 9 stories, so that makes complete sense. You can see here the artwork, as usual, has been done by the marvellous Lee Binding. Go and check out his work, or go and check out my chat with him over on AMTV Radio. So you see the booklet there, the artwork. So on the artwork itself, you've got the First Doctor, of course, played by William Hartnell. He's holding his little monocle, and you can see a cacophony of the people that he bumps into. Daleks, Zarbi, Menoptera, the Monk, Quillian from The Rescue. Honestly, beautiful artwork as always, so fantastic job there, Lee. Now, the main question with this one is, I'll go through the stories first. So the 9 stories that feature, of course, A Planet of Giants, The Dalek Invasion of Earth, The Rescue, The Romans, The Web Planet, The Crusade, The Space Museum, The Chase, and The Time Meddler. So 9 stories. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are already aware that all of these episodes thankfully still exist in the BBC archives, except for 2 episodes of The Crusade. So episodes 1 and 3 exist, episodes 2 and 4 are missing. And I think that, this set's been rumoured. There was a lot of speculation as to how these would be represented. Would they get the animation treatment that we've been seeing with a lot of the Troughton stories? Would they be mere reconstructions? Would they have in-vision-like narration? Well, the answer is they have addressed it. The missing 2 episodes of The Crusade have been reconstructed using off-air photographs and the original broadcast soundtrack, while the remaining episodes have been newly remastered from the best available sources, and these classic adventures have never looked or sounded so good on home media. I'm not surprised with this. I mean, we had the news earlier in the year that the supposed deal with BBC America, or the funding for the animations, was winding down. And considering it's only 2 episodes of the Crusade missing, not all of it, I guess it's a lot more straightforward to do a off-air photographs with the original broadcast soundtrack. That just seems to make the most sense to me. And it's 1 story out of 9, it's 2 episodes out of 37. It's not that big of a ratio. I've seen some people sort of complain about the fact it's not animated. I think, we could have wanted animation, of course we could have. But, it's that thing, as long as we're not getting nasty towards the creatives, because there's a million different reasons, potentially, why animation couldn't have been done here. So, what about the special features? Well, we've got 3 brand new documentaries, it says. We have an overview of Season 2, In Flight Through Eternity, which I really love the season overview, so I'm so glad that's here. A look at 1960s collectibles in Doctor Who and the Collectors, which I believe will be hosted by Emily Cook, who's one of the most positive voices in the Doctor Who community, so that'll be a good one to look into, especially all that 60s collection stuff. And a deep dive into the life and career of story editor David Whittaker in Looking for David. Now this I'll find really fascinating, because David Whittaker actually had quite an influential role in the very early years of Doctor Who, and it's still, to this day not really talked about or even celebrated as much. So I'm sure Toby Haydock and the rest of the crew who run this will do him absolute justice. So that's probably the documentary out of the 3 I'm looking forward to the most. We've got some more in conversations with Matthew Sweet. These are always good to chat with the actors. They always feel very natural, very real. And this time we're chatting with William Russell, who, bless him, is in his mid-90s and still delivering a cracking service to the fandom, and Maureen O'Brien. So yeah, that'll be good to chat with both of them. We've, of course, got Behind the Sofa for all 9 stories. So you've got 3 sets. You've got Maureen O'Brien, Peter Purves, and Carol-Anne Ford, who, of course, were all in Season 2 at the time. You've got a set with Janet Fielding, Wendy Padbury, and Sarah Sutton. These 3 are always fantastic to listen to. They've got such good personalities for this sort of thing. And we've got Bonnie Langford and Sophie Aldred, so 2 of the 80s companions. So we'll get 3 completely different perspectives on this, I think, which I can't wait for. We have an exclusive audio commentary, which is learning about the recovery of the Lion, the first episode of The Crusade that was returned in 1999, with 3 of the heroes responsible for its return. That will be a fascinating commentary for sure. We've got convention footage, a rare chance to hear from actors Jacqueline Hill and Adrian Hill, who were Barbara and Katerina respectively, and Michael Craze, who was Ben, and Carol-Anne Ford. This will be really special for a lot of people because, of course, these 3 all died relatively young. They died quite a long time ago. I don't believe they made too many convention appearances when they were alive, so this will be a prized piece to watch alongside. We have an exclusive enhanced soundtrack for the Dalek Invasion of Earth. I've seen people say this is much needed. I've never really noticed like the soundtrack of Dalek Invasion be like particularly bad per se, but if people are celebrating it, then this must be an improvement, clearly. We have HD photo galleries, which is always great to see. Info text as usual, scripts, costume designs, rare BBC production files, other rarities from the PDF archive. And obviously, they'll include the hours of special features that were previously released on DVD. I do wonder if any of them will be shuffled around. We've seen this with the collection sets. Sometimes features get bumped from one thing to another, but we'll have to wait and see. So in terms of pre-ordering this, you can get it from all the usual. So like for the UK, it's advertising. You can get it from Amazon, from Rarewaves or HMV. There's also places like Zavi as well. I personally get in mine from HMV. They've done me solid on a number of products, not just Doctor Who. But, you know, you can take your pick on this one. I imagine this will be quite a popular set. It's currently retailing for, well, on HMV it was $49.99. That's probably because, you know, it's an extra disc. Again, this is the first and only 9-disc collection set we've had so far. And it's special to a lot of people. It's finally a 60 set. We were wondering when we were going to get one of these, and I'm so glad it's season 2 because there's so many good stories. Let's just touch on the stories for a second, right? Planet of Giants, the opener, a really underrated 3-part story. I gained massive appreciation for this as I've gotten older, so please go and rewatch it either when this comes out or beforehand. Dalek Invasion of Earth, a lovely sequel to the Daleks. You could argue the movie version is a bit superior, but I always have a soft spot for this one. The Rescue is a nice and zippy 2-parter, obviously introduces Vicky. The Romans is just like a 60s comedy, for want of a better term. The Web Planet is an interesting experiment. Does it work all the way? Probably not, but hey, they tried. The Crusade, one of the pure historicals, featuring this around the time of the Crusades. The Space Museum, one of those, you know, where episode 1's great, the rest of it maybe not so much, but a fascinating story nonetheless. You've got The Chase, which is just a big old romp. If you don't take The Chase too seriously, you're gonna have a great time. So, you know, you can just relax. I really hope, you know, if one of these gets screened at the BFI as they've been doing, I really hope it's The Chase, because that'd just be hilarious. And to close off, we have The Time Meddler, which introduced the Meddling Monk, another member of the Doctor's race, because they weren't Time Lords, played by the wonderful Peter Butterworth. So yeah, a lot of mix of stories there, do you know what I mean? You got a lot of variety, jam-packed with special features, so I'm personally excited for this set. The only thing I have noted is that, like with Season 22, at the current time of recording this, there is no confirmed release date. It just says coming soon. Now, a lot of the time, when the collection sets first started coming out, they had concrete release dates. Whereas from Season 22, I think, onwards, they haven't been doing that. Now, of course, Season 22 was announced in January of this year. It came out in June. There's speculation whether it was meant to come out in March, because that's when it had its BFI screening. But, of course, certain factors, in particular, just an example, the war in Ukraine, might have had an impact on production, because a lot of these are produced in certain parts of Europe. So, I don't know if something similar is happening here. But with no confirmed release date, I think the earliest we could get it may be September, although I think that's being a bit too optimistic. I think more realistically, we might get it maybe around December. You know, have one in June, one in December. That does only mean 2 collection releases, but really, I think we're still lucky to be getting any at all. So, yeah, that's my prediction. I think this will release in December of 2022. But again, that is just speculation. That's not any confirmation. I don't have any inside sources. I'm just so happy this is coming out. And again, the prelude, the storyteller thing, it's so great to see Maureen O'Brien back with some new dialogue, some new footage, and it's just she works it so beautifully in how she portrays this story, the story of Vicky, a story we all know really well, but just told with like a fresh take, and it's just fantastic. So go and check that out. That's on YouTube, on the Doctor Who YouTube channel. Massive props to all the creatives involved with collating this set. I think as the first 60 set, this is going to be something truly special when it arrives. But let me know your thoughts. Are you happy that out of the 6 black and white seasons that this is the first one? Do you think this makes the most sense? Did you want something else? Just let me know in the comments. And also let me know if you're going to pick this up or if it's one you're going to pass on by. But also leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. It'd be very much appreciated. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We do Doctor Who stuff on here from time to time. I've been Adam Martyn from AMTV. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Thank you to our patrons for helping to support the show, and a special thank you to Macra, Kelly is Live, Tracy Smith, Hooks Media, Ben Freeman, Ethan Carberry-Holt, The Welsh Lady, Bruce Danton, The Broken Kitsumanoid, Cooking at Nans and DIY, and Francine Salazar, our AMTV staff members.